The ability to create virtual objects, events, and conditions on track, which the real-life autonomous cars will have to adjust to whilst racing. These might be walls to avoid or tokens to collect. They could be weather conditions the cars must consider, or boost points that allow a real-life increase in speed. They can even be virtual cars suddenly appearing on track to compete against. The groundbreaking element of this all-new software platform is that it allows you, the viewer, to see these virtual objects and conditions on track together with the race cars in real time. So you're able to see what the AI driver is experiencing and how it chooses to react. The next stage of the metaverse is allowing you, the audience, to challenge the AI drivers. You'll be able to place the virtual objects, change the conditions, and directly influence the competition. You can play the race.
Hello!
Hello friends and welcome to Roborace. We are building the fastest racing robots powered by artificial intelligence. Today I'm speaking with my friend Mike from Roborace. Hello Mike, are you there?
I'm here. Hello guys. Peace and love.
Hi.
So
Namaste.
Namaste. Cool stuff today.
Talk actually about, we're going to talk about an amazing thing because I really love how robots look like, you know. This look is something that you see as first, and what's behind the shell, this artificial intelligence and amazing code and amazing software and hardware is something that comes next. So today we're going to talk to very young designers from all over the world about their vision of the future and future vehicles. Two of them are from France, one of them is from Austria. We'll be talking to them because in Roborace we're building a platform that is called Metaverse. And you know, just explain to our friends and followers, Metaverse is a mixed reality platform where you can live put virtual objects in front of the robot, and robot can race around the track. Our track is in Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and we can place virtual objects in front of the robot, and these objects could be actually the other vehicles designed by external designers. we call it open metaverse. It's actually very, very cool concept. If you think about it, you can put artificial intelligence, one artificial intelligence code to the real robot, to our robocar, and the other code could be in the virtual car, and they could race against each other. So like imagination is limitless here. Let's go. Maybe let's meet with the first guest. The first one will be Julien from Paris. Hi, Julien. How are you? Bonjour.
Hi.
Bonjour.
Everything's fine, and you?
Fine, fine. Comment ça va? Comment ça va?
Ça va bien.
I was actually living in France, so I can say some words, but I will not show off here. Tell us about you, who you are, what you're doing. Yeah.
Well, I'm 22 years old. Basically, now I'm living in Paris, and I'm from Normandy, so it's northern France. I'm doing my
Beautiful.
4th year in a design school at Stras in Paris, and I just came back from a 6-month internship. I was in the Netherlands working for Donkervoort, really small companies doing like sports car, basically what's the most radical car in the automotive world. So that was cool, and I'm really happy to be there tonight.
Okay, super cool. So how did you get into design? How did you get into design actually vehicles, and how did you get into design of the futuristic vehicles?
That's quite I think that's one of the first time somebody asking me this. So to be short, I can't really remember when I just started to draw cars, because my family and everyone around me were not into cars. So I think it's just something that happens to me like kind of naturally. And then while I was growing up, I just like getting more and more interest into that field. So I was like, okay, why not try it? And then when I arrived at the age of 14, some people just broke my dreams, because they were like, yeah, it's too difficult, you're no one, and you'll never get there. So I just like completely changed my mind, and I wanted to become a butcher. So actually I did like 1 year of this study, and then I just quit because it was too different from my mind. And then I just said, okay, let's follow up my dreams, and I just took a year to be and try to adapt myself to the artistic and creative world. And I just worked out, and now it's been 4 months a year that I've been in Paris. So hopefully it will continue for a bit of time.
Yeah, look at this. What do you say, Mike? What do you think?
It's super cool, super sleek stuff. Is I like, because I'm very demanding when I'm looking at cars, and I'm not even buying a new one for like years just because I don't like designs, but I would buy like some of those definitely.
Yeah, if you have to know that Mike is one of the guys that have created the entire concept of Roborace. So basically Mike was one of the first guys that registered the domain, and then he created the software idea behind it. Right now he's working on the open metaverse platform. So Roborace is kind of his child.
Yes, and many other cool stuff coming definitely. So yeah, we'll share a lot over all those next months and so on.
Yeah.
Okay, Jules. Because
skis.
Yeah.
Skis.
Snowboard.
To go fast.
Jules, tell me, because I can see many other designs of futuristic vehicles. Is there any that you would like to focus and tell us something more about it? And because especially, if we're talking about Roborace and the metaverse, so like just to explain how it's going to work, we are going to take our robots, the fastest on the planet, or maybe the fastest in the universe, powered by artificial intelligence. We're going to put them on the racing track in Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And then there is going to be virtual car one by one. And they're going to race like really like the same in the same universe, because they will both live in the mixed reality, which we call metaverse. So, which one of these vehicles would you like to put against our robot? I won't even say robocar, because in the nearest future we are thinking about releasing a brand new version, but I'm not going to talk more about it. It's kind of like a secret. So which one is the one? Tell me.
Maybe I don't really know, because there is like different stuff, and all designs could be basically integrate to the metaverse. But maybe if I needed to just choose one, it will be like the 4x4, the Land Rover project. Maybe I could try to work this out to make it more robo thingy, if I can say. Maybe a picture will come after that. But it could be cool to have like some kind of off-road vehicle that race at the same time, maybe on like another circuit next to the Los Angeles track. And I don't know. But yeah, I'm kind of interested into what will be off-road racing with with an IA, in fact. So maybe this one will be my choice, I guess.
Do you have 3D model? How have you designed these things? Tell us something about, from the design world. What kind of software have you used? What was that?
Yeah, because Daniel is not with us today, but he usually asks about the software. That's his first question.
I think that now people are more and more using this software, but for the 3D model, I'm using Gravity Sketch, so it's completely new. VR modeling. I don't know if you already heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, for all my 3D models, first I'm like, of course, sketching, and then moving quickly to Gravity Sketch, so I can play some volumes and just see if it works, and validate the proportions. So it's really easier and a lot quicker also. And then after that, I can come back to Alias or Blender. It depends on the time I have, and also on the degree the degree of quality I want to put in my project. So basically, this kind of monocoque shape was entirely made in Gravity Sketch. The wheels also. For the sketches, it will be mostly Photoshops and paper sketches, because I really love the feeling of old school stuff. So but basically the McLaren was completely made into VR, and that's cool, because I've been following up and working with this software for like mostly 1 year, and it's impressive how quick it goes to just start from scratch and get into something which have kind of good quality at the end. So that was it.
Indeed.
When
By the way, we've got a question from our chat about, are these designs are available somehow? Publicly. So the guy named Prominence20 asks us if she can use those designs somehow. Is a part of somebody would like to add them to something.
Why not? I mean, that's something I didn't really thought about in the previous year, because I was just like focused on school. But yeah, if some people are interested about that, I can put them like on Gumroad, or just if they want to have some stuff or information, just like let them DM me on Instagram or something.
Okay, here we should probably type your account name on Instagram.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Do you want me to spell it, or do you want me to put
it would be great. Yeah, so the guys may contact you on that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to the live. All right. So just up. Oh, I need to create an account. Can you guys write it down for me, because I don't have a Twitch account, so it will take a bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like this.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So you
Perfect.
just
Thanks.
posted on the chat. You just posted on the chat, right?
Yeah.
Like, and
Oh
your
yeah.
name is Trendvine. Okay, super cool.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's a very interesting thing that we didn't mention in the last stream with Daniel is that when you're designing vehicles that will eventually be driving like ours, like 300 kilometers per hour or more, you have to pay attention really very much on the engineering. You know, like really very much, because it's there's cooling, there is air resistance, like lots of different things that need to take under consideration. The road clearance, you know, some trucks are very
Yeah.
bumpy, the others are like. But when you are designing a virtual vehicle that would be competing against the real robot, you have kind of this advantage because you can take the like off-road vehicle, put it software from artificial intelligence software into this design, and we can simulate the behavior of this vehicle. But you are more free. You can design some with some more fantasy. You know, you can add some crazy stuff to this vehicle and to this design. What do you think about it, Jules?
Definitely. Of course, you don't have like homologation rules. Sometimes like kind of resistance and forces and everything, engineering stuff that are less complicated to work with. So it allows you to be a bit more creative, and you can go further. But at some point, sometimes it's a bit like things when you have a frame to work on. Then it's difficult because you can say, okay, basically I can do everything. So at the end, sometimes it comes that you do nothing, or it's not really what you want to do because you have no goals and no rules to play with. And what's really interesting in design is like playing with rules. And that's something that's cool to work with. But so that's why I think that mainly my designs are really automotive-like and somehow classics. Um, but that's what I want to play with, and that's what I just learned with my internship. It was like, okay, we have regulations and homologation stuff and everything that goes with it, and then we need to play with it and just see how far we can put the objects. And I think, yeah, somehow we need to stick to it, even to create something that will compete with a virtual world.
Yeah, you know, one thing that comes to my mind when I see your designs, they are obviously like real vehicles. They have cabin, they have probably a space for a driver. Did you have any thoughts after we started to talk about real like autonomous design? So there's no cabin. There is something that you can, you can free your mind, and you don't have to
Yeah.
put the space into the car for a driver.
For example, what can I say about that? Autonomous vehicle allows us to really like put the function of the car in the center of everything else. So if I may have some thought about that, for race car, I think that you guys just did an amazing job because when you see like the real Roborace and stuff like that, okay, with the camera inside, you can see the robo how it works, and there is something like really close to the human roles, the driver role in a normal car, because when you see the robot driving the car, it's kind of like if there was a driver inside, and you can see the reaction of it and stuff like that. But yeah, when you just like remove a cabin of a car, then it kind of becomes a skateboard. That is like, I think at the beginning for people will be a bit like surprising, but let's get used to it and play with the rules and see what we can do. Maybe like really worked aerodynamics, and so that the car can get faster and faster, and there will be less risk, and it can be really impressive in that way. I think with like all the technology that you can probably see, because you don't have to hide and you don't have to just protect someone inside.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you think about autonomous cars and racing autonomous cars, those are actually two different domains. Like racing autonomous cars have just one goal: to be very, very fast, and to look really cool. So that's what we are doing. So, Mike, what do you say? We take these concepts to Metaverse?
Of
What is
course,
your
for
verdict?
sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the only step we need just now is to prepare all those things for our 3D conveyor and make appropriate models so we can place it in the metaverse.
Yeah, definitely. Would be cool to see them.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
Jules,
definitely.
do you have
Looking
any other
forward to it.
questions to us?
Not really. It was a pleasure to discuss with you for the first time, and I hope we'll do that again in the future, like soon.
Yeah.
And
Of course, it's
sure,
definitely
that was,
not the last time. Yeah, we'll definitely
Yeah.
Proceed doing
and
cool stuff together.
also I'm working on some other concept which are more robot thingy also. So hopefully you'll see them soon.
Very cool. Let's continue.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's keep
All
pushing.
right. Thank you,
Robots
Joel. Thank you
approaching.
so much. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, guys. And yeah. Okay. Let's keep pushing and see you soon then.
Yes.
Yeah,
See you soon. And right now we will welcome our another guest, Edward.
Edward, hello.
Can you hear me?
Mike, sorry, Mike. Hi, Edward. Also, bonjour. You're also from France.
Yeah, I am also from France. Another Frenchman right here for you today.
Yeah. French invasion. How are you?
Yeah. I'm good. I'm good since we spoke last time. Pretty good. I'm moving forward on my diploma project right now because I'm in 5th year. So I'm actually 1 year older than Jules, and I am pushing toward my diploma project, which is also something which is AI related. So maybe one day I'll get to share this with you.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you
yeah.
know each other, by the way? Do you know Jules, by the way? Do you know each other, guys?
He's from my school, actually. He's like 1 year younger. I'm in 5th year. He's in 4th year. And so, yeah, I know the guy from some of his work and also at school. We've been to some parties together.
Okay. Can you please remind the name of the school?
It's Strat. It's in Paris. It's actually a design school. So we have like 5 year formation for anything that touches like design from close or far. And like Jules and myself, who are specialized in mobility and transportation design. But we have some other branches too, like interactions, product, space design, and stuff like this.
Very cool. We have actually first question from our chat to you.
Yeah.
What kind of software are you using for the 3D models?
So this one was built in Fusion 360, which is like hard surface modeling software from Autodesk, I think. And since then, I've switched to Blender, which is the software that I guess 80% of the people in this industry uses for like hobby modeling. But yeah, hard surface was at some point like one of my favorite stuff to use because it was just easier to build volumes and then extrude volumes and stuff like this.
Very nice. Can we see your models? I think they.
Yeah,
they
now we just test our beautiful pixelization and glitch visual effects.
it's kind of like responding to. It's kind of really coherent with the robotic universe pixels and stuff.
Yes. Are you, Edward, familiar with the concept of metaverse?
I heard about it like in the conversation we had before, and well, I guess it's just a great reminder to people also if you want to talk about. But as I understood, it's like where you can actually interact with the like Robocar and DevBot on a virtual scale, whereas the Robocar and the DevBot are still racing on the physical track.
Yeah. And your design, virtual design, is also on the physical track because we are, Metaverse is actually the mixed reality layer. So we have robo cameras installed all around the racing track, and we are streaming live everything what's going on. So we have these cameras are tracking the movement, they're tracking the cars, by like very precise positioning of the robots and our vehicles on the racing track. They can tell that, here there should be this or that interaction. We're able to put virtual objects on this track and in front of the robot, and we can link the mixed reality to the brain and the sensors of the robot. So for the robot, when it's approaching the virtual object, for the robot it's actually the same like it would be the real object. So it's a mixed universe, simply saying. So it's simply saying, if you I would say that the first level of design of some futuristic vehicles, like beautiful futuristic vehicles, is drawing. Second level is modeling, which is making them look super realistic and rendering like 3D video, like you see CGI that looks like real object. But I would say the next level would be that you are having these 3D models and you are actually putting some integrating them with artificial intelligence, autonomous software. You're putting them on the truck, and they really behave like a real vehicle. They interact with real robots. They interact with the other virtual objects, and you can see them in action. Yeah, that's really super cool concept.
Yeah, I think it can also like help some people to get in touch with the concept of AI in racing, because I know like most of people today. It was part of my thesis that I actually wrote, and I think people, when it comes to new technology, there are kind of somehow a resistance, because people are somewhat scared of AI in the most extreme cases, and I think it can help people to actually enjoy, the use of AI in a more entertainment-like field, like racing, for example, and I think it can gather people around the concept of AI, actually.
Yeah. Are you scared of AI?
Personally, not, because I guess I was born in a generation that we have been using technology since we were born. So I guess it's just obvious that I kind of use them every day. Even for like working and stuff like this, we have AI generated imagery that can like help us curate design on a simpler level, and it's also beginning to be useful in a lot of fields today. So. Personally, I wouldn't say I'm scared of. It's more like an ally than an enemy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very, very cool. Tell us about
golden
this.
words.
I can see. Yes, I can see our robocar and your motorcycle. Tell us about this. Where this inspired? Like, how you got inspired to design this vehicle? Where is your tell us about this vehicle. Beautiful.
Well, the idea of it was to translate the philosophy of Roborace onto a two-wheeler segment. So as we can see here, it's motorcycles, and also what I wanted to do is to translate the idea of what could technology used in this kind of racing be pushed in like the next decades. Like this project is based around like 2045, something like this. And so I've tried to imagine also every technical aspect of the bike, like braking, steering, also how is it powered, how is it controlled, and where is everything stored inside of the bike. So this is a design that really revolves around an AI and the non-use of a human pilot. So everything on this bike is drawn to respond to the question of how would an AI design behave on the track when it only have two wheels. And there was also some inspiration behind like Japanese philosophy, where there's the Enso circle. This is why you can see the hole in the front wheel, which embodies like the mind, the spirit, and the body.
This is like a very much Japanese concept for you.
Well, I branded it like Infinity Roborace at the beginning because I wanted to explore some design languages that Infinity brought in 2019, something like that, with their latest concepts. And I wanted to explore the origami folding principles, and maybe because it's a bike, so you don't have too much spaces for design aspects and also design language to exercise on a two-wheeler, because it's really narrow and you don't have like rooftops, you don't have like the greenhouses, and so you have to do what you can and express volume and an intention on like basically the only two surfaces that there is on a bike. And this is why I came up with something basic and simple, and try to also focus on details, because when you can't translate a large design language on the whole vehicle because it's not a car, then you got to focus more on the details and like the level of precision you can bring to the design.
You know, when I see a design, first thing that comes to my mind that the road clearance is really, really low. So this vehicle would really drive only on the like super sleek racing tracks. But also when do you remember this Terminator motorcycles? It was a Terminator 4 or 3. Like, you remember them? Like, they were super cool. They were like going, but they were very much changing the direction and the angle how they were driving. This is how I can imagine the motorcycle could behave, like, really. And I can see when I see the covers and you have, you know, the body of your vehicle on the sides. That would be kind of like an obstacle to me if the robot needs to perform like super fast angles and turns. You know, what do you think about that?
Yeah. Well, I think ground clearance is something that can be reviewed, because when I did this project, I really wanted something. You know how designers want to make the cars as low as possible and have the minimal ground clearance possible, because it's like, I think it's just something like designer likes when they see very low cars and stuff like this. But ground clearance can be modified, and also I've been thinking about how this vehicle could steer. So. Actually, I had some other technical drawings that if people want to see, like, they can go and watch, like, take a look on my Behance or Instagram, where I explain it more in details. And it's basically like you have a full body tire, so it's like full rubber, and you have a mechanism inside of the wheel that expands and contracts. It's basically the wheel is split in two sides, and you have one side which will contract and the other will expand. So you create a split in the balance, and thus the vehicle will steer in different directions. So yeah, the ground clearance isn't that much of a problem if I were to like redo some of the work on this one. And but yeah, I've kind of like thought out everything that could be a problem on this vehicle, because I did this vehicle when I was interning actually at Icona in Shanghai. And some of the managers I had there, like, really just brought this vehicle to reality when every time they came to me and they were like, okay, but how does it steer? How does it like roam? How does it accelerate and stuff like this? How does it brake? So it's all the answers that have been already answered, like, in my mind. And I don't know if it's feasible today, because it's answers that I brought up as a designer. So it may be kind of a fantasy, you know, but well, most of the questions have been answered already on this vehicle.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's what, you know, we were talking about it with Jules before, that, you know, when you are designing this virtual vehicle, your design and it's kind of like how much this design is true and reliable to the real conditions very much depends on you. You know, we probably will not be able 100% to verify the design on the road, like, for example, road clearance or cooling systems, or if the wheel has the right angle to turn or things like that. This would be probably has to be managed by software somehow. However, the designer, you should take the weight on yourself and, you know, think about it, how to design this vehicle to be as realistic as road realistic as possible. Because in the end, it will be we'll put to this design artificial intelligence, and you will see it in action, and I think that would be if it's true, if it's real, it will look just super realistic. If there is some problem with the design, you will human eye will instantly notice that the road clearance or something is going wrong. Yeah, but it's beautiful. I love it. I would say it's amazing. So thanks. Mike, let's talk about it. Like, are we taking this to Metaverse and we compete against the Robocar? You can see beautiful picture, this motorcycle and the Robocar. I would love to see it in action. What do you say?
Of course, yeah. And actually, you know, for me, because, you know, I don't even care about all those complications of mechanics and physics. about like steering stuff that you've just discussed, because for me it's definitely some alien stuff, and it's probably based on some technology that we still don't have in our like human possession. So that's how it steers, and that answers all the questions for me. So when seeing that kind of vehicle, I should probably do something like this. Aliens coming.
It fits. It fits the model.
I always have this thing ready, because we're dealing that much with all those special technologies, and you should be safe when dealing with all those things, especially when you're talking about this stuff.
Super cool. Edward, amazing. We like your model. That's a beautiful concept. Definitely, we want to see this model in reality on Las Vegas Motor Speedway, powered by artificial intelligence. Hopefully, this would be AI coded by one of our teams. That would be awesome, actually. So you can see your vehicle in competition live. That would be great. Very, very soon. Do you have some questions to ask?
No, I just wanted to say, it's a great opportunity that you've given, to some of the designers that you've came in contact with, and I'm glad to be part of this adventure. Like you said earlier, it's a bigger adventure than just presenting ideas and designs. It goes way further, and also with the metaverse that you guys are already trying to do, I think it's a very great thing that's happening in today's world, especially when you talk about bringing AI and people together in a world where we know that some might be, feeling awkward towards AI. So thank you very much for this opportunity first.
Yeah, that's cool. In Roborace, we always say that it has to be fun, that's the first rule of Roborace. We cannot just sit on software and write the software. It has to be software, and it has to be really, really fun.
Yeah.
Lots of sci-fi. Okay, thank you, Edward. Thanks a lot. Au revoir. See you soon.
It was my pleasure. Yeah, see you soon, guys.
And let's continue. Let's take your robot
Thanks
to the track.
lot.
And right now we're going to talk to Ankur from Austria. Hello, Ankur. Guten Morgen, guten Abend. Where are you? Yes. Hi. This is totally different stuff. This looks really military. I'm already scared. Tell me, what is that? How are you, Ankur? First of all, sorry, introduce yourself so everybody know.
Sorry? No,
sorry, I said sorry. I think it was we have a delay. I said, first of all, please introduce yourself. Who you are, what was your school, design school, where are you based, what gets you interested into these futuristic designs?
So hi, my name is Ankur. I'm from India. Right now I'm working as a transportation designer in Austria. I'm in ZLMC right now. I did my design studies. I'm basically a master's in industrial design from India. Then I came to Milano, where I did the master's in transportation design from SPD. And after that, I started working in ZLMC. So yeah, that's a little bit of background about me. For Roborace, basically, this started with Tron. Basically, it's a long story. Tron, Star Wars, and other movies. I felt that there's too much happening in concept art when we talk about concept art, and I think it is always a source of inspiration for me. Like, example, if I have to take inspiration from anything, I try watching these kind of sci-fi documentaries, some art books. Usually, like for example, for the games, when you look at the art books and everything, there is the treasure, there is the actual thing. You go there and you see so many stuff, which is basically very inspiring. Apart from that, also one of my inspiration was there was an old show. It was the Roborace, and in which there were teams. They used to meet together and they like from scrap. They used to prepare something which used to actually work, and they compete. So for me, that was very exhilarating to see something that you're creating and it's actually working, and you can see, and that also gives you a scope of development. So uh, that was the past. And then with all the inspiration and concept art, I was also inspired a lot from Roborace when I saw something straight from the comic book, straight from sci-fi on the road, and seeing it like actually happening into reality. I started building something from like as a hobby, and I got to know about metaverse and the whole concept. I think almost a week ago, because one of
Oh
my
yeah.
friend who is already part of it, he introduced me. His name is Burke. He introduced me to the team, and then I was like, okay, this thing is happening, and it can also jump to the other level. So I was a little doubtful because this whole thing was something which I'm doing in the side. I'm not doing it on every day, but whenever I get time, I used to add parts, remove parts, look for some inspiration. Then maybe I replace some parts. Then I do some material tweaks. So I'm doing a lot of things, and it's still like a lot of things are missing in this model right now. But soon, I think I'm going to implement more and more to it. Uh, that's why I have few pictures about it. I think it will develop more and more in coming future.
That's
Probably
cool.
in a
Like,
few months.
look, the first question that I have when I see your design is this a racing robot or it's like? Can you please explain? Yeah, can you please explain the first function of this vehicle? Is it the racing robot? It's a drone. It has wheels, definitely. Like,
It's
but you need to explain a bit.
it For me, it's a complete racing machine. So the idea is to have something which is very technical in the base, because for me, when I talk about autonomous, I don't want to hide things, because when you talk about autonomous or something which is working, which has his own intelligence, even in the movies and things like that, the concept artists are pushing it not to hide everything, because then it becomes super simple. But when you also show it to the other side that okay, this is intelligent, and this is intelligent because of these things which are inside. So I think that's something which is truly uh, something which I want to implement in this, and I think that can work with this model.
Cool. And that's the thing on the top, where just below the sign
Excuse
canopy
me, excuse
lift
me,
up.
excuse me. Sorry.
That's the most important
the-
moment on our show. Yeah, we usually especially arrange such kind of accidents because it's like
Yes.
no show can run without that kind of stuff, and we usually intentionally order some pizza to the guys so they may be distracted by pizza guys.
Exactly.
Sorry for that.
Did you get your
Yeah.
pizza, Ankur?
No, no, no. I was just running out of battery, and I didn't realize that it's not plugged in.
That's
Sorry
fine.
for
That's
that.
fine. The green stuff on your robot. What is this? This is a CPU. Is this a computer and like a tower station where you have all the sensors, computer, camera? What is this?
So basically, the idea was to have something which is mounted on the machine, and which can be transplanted to one machine to other machine. And this is something which you can have it with you. I mean, it is not part of the machine, but when you put it on that, it basically transforms the data or whatever you are planning to have in your vehicle. It transmits to that, and for me, this is also one crucial part. But because when we talk about the robo race, why we are saying it robo, why we are not saying it a machine, because somehow we are trying to transmit the emotions of a human body or something which is living to a machine. That's why we are having this word robo. So for me, there's we cannot make it completely autonomous. It has to have a string which is basically connected to a working mind. There should be a machine behind. there should be a mind behind, which is basically working on this thing. So this is a part of the vehicle, which basically can be transferred from one vehicle to other, and then you can have it as your own.
That's actually very cool concept, Ankur, you know, and yeah, Mike, sorry.
The thing is that concept actually reminds me what we now do with the Metabot, and it has certain similarities. So when we start showing this thing, we will all notice that. So just follow us, and you will see what we're preparing for you guys. And it's definitely this concept also wins my foil hats special prize, because it also looks like some Ellen stuff. So
Cool.
Thanks a lot.
And
Great.
And in this one, just to add one more thing, which I forgot to mention, I think that one more crucial part of this design is to implement materials, because I think we talk about technology more and more, but I think we also have to think about the materials, because they are going to play a very vital role when we talk about future and autonomous and how things are going to work. And when we talk about speed, 100%, I think material has a big chunk to play in this project overall. So like you can see in the fins, I don't know how we can do that, but the wheels, there's hub inside, and I want to see something in the hub. Like I want to see the wheel working, and I don't know how it is going to happen, but yeah, there are materials
mean
which
the
when heated, yeah.
Yeah, you mean the transparent tires?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, because there are materials which basically change color or change the opacity when they're hot, and when they're cool, they don't have
heated.
any. Yeah. So maybe
yeah,
we
like-
can use
like
some
a-
sort of rubber. Yeah.
But like a true question, have you seen? Is there any kind of like a concept? This is Goodyear. I can see you put the brand on this tire. Is there any concept like that the tires are actually transparent, or is something that you have invented?
No, basically, this is something which I've been reading. There are a lot of areas where they are basically working with materials. My background is a chemical engineer, so I always jump into materials. So and I know that there are few materials. There is a research going on. There are a lot of things happening, which basically respond to the heat or the pressure, and they can have physical deformities, which can come back to normal when they're normal.
But you mean there is a material that behaves kind of like a tire, like a rubber, and it's transparent, or it could change the color from transparent to color according to heat or pressure? Is there something like that?
There is, for rubber, because I think this thing is there are materials which can respond to heat or pressure and to temperature. But I think for a wheel it will be a big a challenge, because this thing has to be on the tarmac, and it will it will probably get superheated after a point. So I think that there will be something, because they've already achieved it with plastics and glasses. Like the new Airbus, they have this windshield, like the window area, where you can just change the tint and change the opacity with just your with the movement of your finger, and that also responds to the temperature which is outside. So it basically changes the color.
Look, actually, that's the beauty of the metaverse, that you don't have to worry about the transparent tires, because transparent tires maybe do not exist right now. But in the metaverse, we can actually program transparent tires. You know, it's like Matrix. You know, you can create reality as long as it's a great and cool concept. Yeah, why not? Like we can. The metaverse is a virtual car, virtual vehicle, powered by artificial intelligence, and it's racing against our real robot or metabot or robocar, and it could be transparent. Yeah, it looks great. I like it. Standard question, because everybody wants to know when they see beautiful designs, what kind of software have you used when you designed this vehicle?
So I've used Alias and I've used Blender, these two. I worked on, like, when we talk about big volumes, I prefer Alias because you have more control on the surfaces. But when you talk about like small stuff, then it's I think Blender works perfectly fine. And I've also usually what I do is when I'm like in my free time, I try to make like little parts individually in different softwares, like sometimes in Blender, sometimes in Alias, and I prepare the sets. And when I need it, I just use it. Like for example, the fin I made before I made the wheel. The wheel was made separately, so I just mix it with that. But usually I work on Alias and Blender both.
Okay, that's interesting. So, Mike, are we taking this vehicle to Metaverse?
Definitely, as soon as possible, actually, because yeah, it definitely deserves being in metaverse. Many thanks for giving us that concept.
Great,
Pleasure
Ankur.
is
Thank you
mine.
so much. Do you have other questions to ask?
Perfect. I have one question because I was going through the presentation and also before. Since there is metaverse and we are going to make the models compete against each other or with others, there are different sections of vehicles. Like there's snowmobiles, there is drone, and there's a bike. How we are going to do that? Are they going to compete all together, or they have different sectors with which they are working?
Do you want to answer this, Mike?
I like you, Jacek, answering all the things about the metaverse. I like how you speak about this stuff.
Okay. Look, so to me, I would say it's a total freedom, because metaverse to us is first of all is like a simulation of real artificial intelligence. So we don't want to create limitations too much. That's the first thing. So freedom, artificial intelligence, but also it's beauty and art. We want this to look cool. This has to be fun. This has to be really great and cool. So if I can see a robocar or metabot racing against autonomous motorcycle, and chased by a drone, that creates for me like a very cool situation. Like there's a combination of the three. Of course, we need to put some let's say borders and frames to these machines, like acceleration, like speed, or something like this. So it makes sense. Otherwise, it would be out of control totally. But beside of that, the mix of real artificial intelligence, like top level artificial intelligence designed by our teams from MIT, Carnegie Mellon, like University Grads or the others, plus real robots that we make, plus beautiful designs and freedom, and this is for me sci-fi movie. Yeah,
Absolutely, and one more thing that I should actually mention is that, of course, we made metaverse not just for fun. Of course, for fun is number one thing, but also for some practical reasons, so we can actually use it as a tool. So our autonomous vehicles may actually learn from actual situations with all those virtual objects, how to deal with their own bodies, like which is the car itself, and so actually the algorithms learn a lot from that. And of course, for the virtual objects, we're trying to simulate real physics somehow. But on the other hand, we've got this super cool opportunity to make like surreal physics, like something that may not happen in normal situations, but we still can do that stuff. So that's why we may even simulate alien technology and in the metaverse and play with that thing.
That's cool.
Yes.
Great. Perfect.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ankur.
Thank you guys for preparing this platform. I think this has immense creativity, which is pouring in from all sides, and I'm really excited to see how this thing transfers to the next level, and it would be really cool. And thank you guys. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Ankur. See you later.
Thanks.
Namaste.
Namaste. See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so what we do now?
Yeah,
a couple of words.
Okay.
I
a couple of words.
love that all so much. So I love that. We have all those guys doing that super cool stuff, and I know we've got more and more concepts to show in our further shows this month and further months.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I thought that on the very beginning when I joined Roborace, it was such a cool platform. It's such a beautiful robot, such a great design. It creates lots of things, but lots of opportunities. But the more we do it, the deeper we are in this project, the more opportunities come out, and they open really great things like the metaverse. The metaverse thing I like especially because it allows different people to integrate with the platform. They interact with the platform. They create not even just by watching, but actually create their own designs, and they can test them in the almost like real conditions. Like how cool is that if you're a young designer, you create a 3D model and you can see this model racing on real Las Vegas Motor Speedway against the fastest autonomous racing metabot in the world, and it's artificial intelligence, and it's not like a fake artificial intelligence or like a simple code, but it's the best, one of the best in the world, coded by one of our teams, like MIT or Carnegie Mellon or some things like that. How cool is that? It's an amazing concept. If I was a young designer, which I will never be, because I'm not young and I'm not a designer, I would love to join.
Next life, Jacek. Yeah.
Yes.
Samsara stuff.
Yeah, Samsara. Yes, I like it. Look. Awesome. I would love to talk to the others, and there will be the others. We have them already aligned. So if you guys enjoyed the show, there is another show happening next week on Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. We hope to show you amazing alien technology, and it's real. That's the best.
Absolutely. And I have to mention our sponsor of beautiful water, Barjome.
Okay, super cool. I have
makes me alive. Keeps me.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mike, for your time. It was great to talk to you as well. Let's go on. Let's move on and meet you in a week.
And thanks a lot to you guys watching us, texting us, chatting with us. We will just proceed with our blah 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 streams along with our racing streams that's going to be soon again in the end of March, again from Vegas racetrack. So stay with us.
Stay with us.
A lot of fun with Roborace.
See you in Vegas. A lot of fun. Thank you. Bye.
Have a nice day. Bye.
We can divide the many worlds around us into either real or virtual. How these two can merge together has become one of the key questions of the 21st century. Whether it's a heads-up display and a pair of glasses showing you the way home, or a group of people meeting up online as VR avatars of themselves, we are constantly fusing ourselves into these different worlds. Roborace is launching into this blend with their own metaverse. New for Season Beta, Roborace has the ability to create virtual objects, events, and conditions on track which the real-life autonomous cars will have to adjust to whilst racing. These might be walls to avoid or tokens to collect. They could be weather conditions the cars must consider, or boost points that allow a real-life increase in speed. They can even be virtual cars suddenly appearing on track to compete against. The groundbreaking element of this all-new software platform is that it allows you, the viewer, to see these virtual objects and conditions on track together with the race cars in real time. So you're able to see what the AI driver is experiencing and how it chooses to react. The next stage of the metaverse is allowing you, the audience, to challenge the AI drivers. You'll be able to place the virtual objects, change the conditions, and directly influence the competition. You can play the race.